You think your Honda Accord is impossible to kill? That's exactly what ruins them. Because every week, perfectly good Accords roll into shops with engines that sound like they are ready for the scrapyard. And the scary part? Most owners did every oil change on time. Modern Honda Accords are smarter, faster, and more efficient than ever before. But they are also less forgiving. One bad routine repeated for months can quietly turn your reliable daily driver into a financial nightmare sitting dead on the side of the road. Today, we are breaking down the 7 driving habits secretly destroying Honda Accord engines, without owners even realizing it. Some of these are so common that millions of people are doing them right now in traffic, on the highway, even pulling out of their driveway. And trust me, by the time we get to number 4, you are going to understand why some Accord engines fail out of nowhere. If you own one, lease one, or plan to buy one, make sure you stay until the end. Number 7. Driving with VCM, constantly switching cylinders. A smooth V6 Honda Accord, cruising down the road, barely sipping fuel, shifting between 3 cylinders and 6 like it's doing something smart. This time, nothing tells you the engine is slowly being rewritten for failure. The variable cylinder management system was designed to reduce fuel consumption by shutting down cylinders when full power isn't needed. In theory, it's seamless. In reality, when it constantly switches during normal driving conditions, it turns the engine into a cycle of imbalance and internal stress. One moment, 6 cylinders are firing in harmony. The next, half of them go silent, while the engine management system reroutes oil pressure to deactivate rocker arms. Then they wake up again, then shut down again. Over and over, thousands of times during daily driving, and every switch leaves a mark. The deactivated cylinders aren't combusting fuel, which means carbon starts building up where fire used to keep things clean. Spark plugs begin to foul unevenly. Oil control becomes inconsistent. Most dangerously, piston rings stop maintaining a stable seal because they aren't operating under consistent combustion pressure. What looks like fuel savings is actually mechanical confusion. Inside the engine, oil pressure is being used like a switch, locking and unlocking components that were never meant to cycle constantly at city driving frequency. The result is uneven wear patterns forming deep inside the cylinders, long before the driver notices anything wrong. First, there is a slight increase in oil consumption, maybe a faint hesitation that escalates. Blue smoke on startup with rough idle. A check engine light that comes and goes like a warning you can't quite trust. By the time it becomes obvious, the damage is already structural. Piston ring replacement doesn't happen in isolation. It means tearing down the engine. Labor-intensive, time-consuming, expensive enough to make owners question whether the car is even worth repairing, often landing in the $2,000 to $3,500 range or more. And the irony is brutal. The system meant to save fuel ends up shortening engine life when it cycles too aggressively in real-world driving conditions. The way to slow the damage is by reducing unnecessary cycling or using systems that limit VCM activity. But ignoring it means letting the engine live its life in constant mechanical contradiction. Number 6. Ignoring the Honda maintenance minder. The warning is already there. You just choose to delay it. A small percentage on a dashboard screen. 15%, then 10%, then 5%, and instead of urgency, it becomes negotiation. One more week, one more tank of fuel, one more trip. That's where the real damage begins. Honda's maintenance minder is calculating. It tracks engine load, temperature cycles, idle time, short trips, and driving behavior to determine how degraded the oil actually is. But when that warning gets ignored, the engine doesn't reset itself. It keeps running on oil that is no longer protecting it. Inside the Honda Accord engine, precision components begin operating in contaminated fluid. Modern direct injection engines are especially vulnerable, producing soot and fuel dilution that turn oil darker, thicker, and less effective over time. Instead of flowing cleanly through tight oil passages, that oil starts carrying microscopic debris through every critical component. Oil galleries begin to narrow. VTEC and VTC systems stop responding with perfect timing. Turbocharged models suffer even more because turbo bearings are spinning at extreme speeds, relying on clean, pressurized oil to survive. At first, nothing feels wrong. The engine still starts, the car still drives. But inside, wear is accelerating in silence. Timing chains begin to stretch slightly under inconsistent lubrication. Bearings lose their smooth surfaces. Sludge starts forming in areas you can't see, slowly restricting oil flow like clogged arteries. Then the cost shows up. A simple oil change, maybe $80, maybe less if you do it yourself. But ignored long enough, That same delay turns into a timing chain job, costing over $1,200. In turbo models, a failed turbocharger can push repairs past $1,800 or more before labor even enters the equation. And the worst part? It all started with a number on a screen that looked optional. The maintenance minder isn't a suggestion. It's the engine's last clean signal before contamination takes over. At 15%, the engine is already warning you that the oil is no longer operating at full protection. Treating it like a buffer zone is where engines quietly lose years of life. Number 5. Lugging your Honda CVT or automatic. The Honda CVT or automatic doesn't respond like you think it should. There's no instant surge, no clean drop into power. Instead, it hesitates for a split second, while everything inside the transmission scrambles to catch up. The torque converter loads up, the clutches bite under pressure they weren't prepared for, and the entire system is forced to wake up under stress instead of easing into it. Inside the transmission, it's resistance, heat, and friction stacking up in real time. This is what drivers don't see. While you are just trying to merge or overtake, the fluid inside your transmission is getting cooked. Every aggressive roll-on from low RPMs in too high a gear is like dragging the system uphill while it's still trying to find its footing. Bearings start running hotter than they should. Clutch packs wear unevenly. The CVT belt or chain is forced to transfer sudden load spikes instead of steady power delivery. And the worst part? It survives just long enough for you to repeat the habit again tomorrow. That's how Hondas that should last 250,000 miles start showing transmission hesitation at 80,000. That's how just a slight delay turns into slipping, shuddering, and that dreaded $3,000 to $4,000 rebuild conversation nobody is ever ready for. You don't feel the damage happening. You just notice the symptoms later when the car starts to lurch, when acceleration feels lazy, when the gearbox begins to hesitate, like it's thinking too hard about every move. But by then, the story is already written inside the transmission. Number 4. Driving short trips only. Many Honda owners never give their Honda engine a real chance to wake up. It starts, runs, and shuts down. Over and over again. Same pattern, different day. A quick trip to the store, a short commute, a 5-minute drive that feels harmless because everything looks fine on the outside. But inside the Honda Accord engine, something critical never happens. Every cold start begins with thick oil, higher internal friction, and incomplete fuel burn. The engine is designed to reach operating temperature, where oil flows freely, moisture burns off, and combustion becomes clean and efficient. But when every trip ends before that point, the engine is trapped in a constant state of partial warm-up. And that's where the damage builds. Fuel enrichment stays active longer than it should, dumping extra fuel into the cylinders to stabilize cold operation. That fuel doesn't always burn completely. Some of it slips past the piston rings and contaminates the engine oil. At the same time, condensation forms inside the crankcase because the engine never runs hot enough to evaporate it. What looks like harmless short driving is actually a slow internal contamination cycle. Over time, oil dilution increases. Sludge begins forming in hidden passageways. The variable valve timing system starts reacting sluggishly because oil pressure and cleanliness are no longer consistent. Even exhaust components take a hit, as repeated cold operation allows carbon buildup to accumulate faster than it can be burned away, and you don't feel any of it happening. The car still starts every morning. It still moves through traffic. It still feels fine. But under the valve cover, inside the oil passages, and along the piston walls, the engine is never getting the environment it was engineered to survive in. This is how reliable Hondas quietly turn into high-mileage problem engines long before their time. Number 3. Riding the brake and throttle in traffic. Stop-and-go traffic doesn't feel dangerous. A slow crawl forward, a tap on the gas, a quick brake. Then again and again, the Honda Accord moves like it's breathing with the road with small inputs, constant adjustments, barely noticeable effort from the driver. But inside the engine and drivetrain, it's anything but calm. This driving pattern keeps the entire system locked in a constant state of load fluctuation. The transmission never settles into a steady gear ratio. The engine never holds a consistent RPM long enough to stabilize combustion efficiency. Instead, everything is continuously shifting, like a machine being forced to restart its effort every few seconds without rest. Each small acceleration from a crawl forces the transmission to re-engage torque under partial load. Clutches bite, release, and bite again. Heat builds inside the fluid not from one hard event, but from thousands of micro-stresses stacking together during a single commute, and the engine doesn't escape it either. Low-speed throttle modulation causes inconsistent combustion cycles. Fuel delivery adjusts constantly, trying to match driver input that never stays steady. That instability leads to uneven cylinder loading and increased vibration inside components that were designed for smooth and predictable motion. The real danger is the repetition, because heat comes from friction, and friction in traffic is relentless. Transmission fluid temperature creeps upward without ever getting a chance to stabilize. Engine mounts flex repeatedly under uneven load. Even brake components stay partially engaged far longer than they should, adding extra resistance to every inch forward. From the driver's seat, nothing looks wrong. The car still responds. But under the surface, the drivetrain is being trained into fatigue, learning to operate in a cycle of constant strain instead of balanced motion. And over time, that normal commute becomes one of the fastest ways to shorten transmission life, increase wear, and slowly push the entire system toward early breakdown. One small stop and go at a time. Number 2, revving your Honda engine cold. When Honda users press the kick button and the Honda Accord comes alive like it always does, something very different is happening inside the engine. Something most drivers never think about while they are backing out of the driveway and heading straight for the gas pedal. This is the danger zone. For the first 30 to 60 seconds after startup, the engine is running in a state of near starvation. Oil hasn't fully reached the upper components yet. Pressure is still building. The VTC actuator, timing components, and high-friction contact points are waiting for lubrication that hasn't arrived in full force. And then it happens. You rev it, or worse, you pull out and accelerate hard immediately. Inside the engine, it's contact. Metal moving against metal with a thin, incomplete oil film trying to keep everything alive. The VTC actuator, designed to adjust timing with precision, starts working before it has the pressure it needs. Pins and locking mechanisms inside it clash under stress, instead of floating on a stable cushion of oil. That brief cold start rattle many Honda owners hear, that's not normal. That's impact noise. That's internal components physically striking each other before lubrication can separate them. And it doesn't stop there. Each cold rev sends microscopic wear through the timing system. The chain experiences uneven load. The actuator wears faster than designed. Over time, the damage compounds silently until the engine develops stretched timing behavior, rough starts, and that unmistakable mechanical rattle that no amount of oil changes can erase. By the time repairs are needed, the numbers aren't small anymore. A simple VTC actuator replacement can run into hundreds of dollars. A stretched timing chain system pushes even higher. And none of it feels sudden, because the destruction was slow, invisible, and repeated every single morning. Just a simple pause that separates a Honda that lasts 250,000 miles from one that slowly destroys itself before it ever gets the chance. Number 1. Ignoring early warning signs. It starts with something small enough to dismiss, a slight hesitation when shifting, a faint vibration at idle, a noise that only shows up when the engine is cold. Since the car still drives, users ignore it. But inside the Honda Accord, those early symptoms are messages. A minor transmission shudder is often the first sign of fluid breakdown or clutch wear beginning to surface. That hesitation you feel when accelerating isn't hesitation at all. It's slippage starting to form between components that are no longer engaging cleanly. That faint ticking noise on cold start can be early timing system stress, where lubrication is no longer reaching critical parts fast enough. The engine compensates. The transmission adapts. Fuel trims adjust. The car keeps masking the problem long enough for it to seem harmless. But that delay is what turns a small issue into a structural failure. Because once heat, friction, or lubrication loss crosses a certain threshold, the damage stops being reversible. And then comes the moment every owner dreads. The sudden warning light. That's the real trap of modern Honda reliability. It gives you just enough time to notice something is wrong, but also just enough time to convince yourself it's nothing serious, until it is. And by the time the problem can no longer be ignored, the difference between a simple fix and a full engine or transmission rebuild has already been decided long before the dashboard ever lit up.